I'll get asked this kind of question. If this is all by God's will, if this is all something that he does, then what's our part in this? Where's our will in this? Do I have a free will, or now it kind of sounds like I'm a puppet or something like that, and I have to do what God tells me? It doesn't seem really right or fair or whatever. But here's the thing. The word uses these words, right? The word uses words like you are dead, okay? And it means you're dead. Okay, remember Miracle Max? You guys remember Miracle Max? How many of you guys know who Miracle Max is? All right. Oh, that's good. Good job. Okay, Miracle Max was Billy Crystal's character in The Princess Bride. Okay, remember? Some of you go, oh, okay, I remember him. Yeah, Miracle Max. Remember what he said? Okay, if you forgot, it's in your notes. It's very important. This is one of the greatest theologians of Hollywood, I guess. He says there's a big difference between mostly dead and all dead. Remember that? He says there's a big difference between mostly dead and all dead. So the question for us is, if the word says that we were dead, were we mostly dead or were we all dead? Well, I believe the word of God. When the word of God says that we're dead, that means we're dead. And so if you're dead, then you have no power just to make yourself come alive. The word of God uses certain words on purpose. Now, when the word of God also says that we were slaves to sin, what does it mean to be a slave? You're not free to do whatever you want, are you? You have to only do what your master tells you to do. In the word, it says that whatever you obey, that's who your master is. And before I was saved, guess who my master was? It was me, or my own passions, my own sinful desires, all the things that Jobey wanted. That's what enslaved me. That's what I gave my life to. That's what I gave my heart to, and I was a slave. So I was free. I had a free will. I could choose to do any particular sin I wanted to do. As a slave, I was able to do anything that my master allowed me to do. So I totally had a free will, but I was confined to obeying my master. It's like saying this: if you're in jail, you have all the free will in the world as long as you stay within your cell. You can pick up a cup or a book, or you can go to the bathroom, or you can do push-ups. You can do anything you want so long as you stay in this jail cell. And so when people ask me, well, does this mean that we don't have a free will? I'll say, here's the thing. You have to remember this. Before you were a Christian, you were a puppet. You were a slave. But to sin and to death and to no future whatsoever. And that's the reality that we have to really look at the Word of God and say, is the Word of God going to be the thing that forms our hearts and what we think about God? Or is it just going to be our feelings or what we kind of think? But the Word says that you were puppets at one point. You were slaves at one point. You were dead at one point. But Christ came to rescue you. Christ came to give you real freedom. Even though it says in Romans chapter 3 that you weren't seeking God, you weren't looking for him, you weren't going out of your way to try to find a God to worship. You wanted to worship yourself. But even though we weren't seeking after God, he was seeking after us. And he saved us. Look in Romans 3. Paul is quoting the Old Testament. He says, as it is written, none is righteous, no, not one. This is Romans 3:10. And in verse 11 it says, no one understands, no one seeks for God. None of us were seeking after God. We've all turned aside together. We've all become worthless. No one does good, no, not even one. Do you know what the word no one means in Greek? It means no one. No one seeks for God. We were not seeking for God. We were slaves to our own passion, our own sin. And God interrupted our lives. Thank God he interrupted our lives. When I was 18 years old, I was not looking for God. I didn't want God. But he grabbed me and he knocked me off my horse, and he saved me. Against my will? Yeah, thank God.